church. Hey!
Oh wow. Yo, for real. Yo, for real.
Why would they show that to me? Like, right anyway, what's
like, nigga, you ain't doing nothing.
Hold on now. Let me kill the music. Hold on. Let me do it like this. So we talking about X-Men, and it was a finale, and Magneto lives, motherfucker. All right. I don't know what's going on, y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It is Blurred time, Blurred Church on your Sabbath morning. Let's pull on up. And yeah, you already know, man. Magneto lives for the mucker. And yeah, for those of y'all that's down for the Marvel and the X-Men ride and journey, we're gonna go ahead and keep you on that this morning. Pull up that music, DJ. Let's go ahead and keep it going. Yeah, that what I'm talking about. Keep it smooth, like a Kendrick Lamar Drake beat. So anyway, I'm trying to just tell y'all that we got a lot going on. But before we get into the fun stuff of the show, couple quick announcements. Yes, today we're joined by our beautiful, lovely, and also intellectual panel. But we will also be joined pretty soon by none other than the one and only Carl Jones. Yes, Mr. Carl Jones will be on our airwaves in the next week or so. So make sure you all stay tuned in for that. And also, don't forget, coming up next week, tune in live as the one and only voice of none other than Storm will be joining us live on air, well, live-ish, via interview. Miss Allison Seeley Smith, the actual voice of Aurora Monroe, the Storm, will be joining us live. We're going to talk about that. And I don't know, stick around because we may have a special guest that's laying in wait right now in the background. Perhaps somebody of note who may, I don't know, maybe a geek, a cosplayer, perhaps even somebody with friends, and I don't know, let's just say high places. So yes, tune in and don't go nowhere because we're gonna have us a guest in just a few minutes who, like I said, high places, y'all, high places. Don't go nowhere. I know some of y'all like get real messed up by that kind of stuff, but you know what it is, bro. It is time for us to get into it. I'm joined by none other than the Bad Time Bricks, Locks on Fleek. We got Nolly in the big round, yeah, and your boy, the real Ben staying alive. Let's go ahead and do it. Tell them what it is.
I love the new Blurred Order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10p Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except now I got a name. Got it out the mud but we got no stains. Cold ass nigga with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I know. The nigga stay clean so he always got hoes. Light skinny bitches like.
I love the new Blurred Order. You should too.
So nice, we had to say it twice. Hey, listen, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, man. This X-Men show, I feel like, was not for kids. It's like, let me just come out and say it. Like, this joint's got blood, murder. It's got all kind of subtexts. It's a little more. And the question I have right now, frankly, is this the same X-Men show that I watched as a kid, but just was too ignorant to realize all the subtext? Because my God, they is not holding back. Anyway, let's discuss. I definitely have my well-versed panel here. We got Ty and Nolly to discuss. Yo, I'm sure that y'all saw the finale. What was y'all thoughts on it, man? Ty.
I was gonna let you go, ladies first, man, because it's
well, Nolly, I wanted, Nolly looked a little distracted. That's only if she was. Yeah. What's the thoughts on the finale, Nolly?
I had a lot of feelings. I was really anxious because every 5 seconds I was like, oh God, because I didn't want someone to die because the way they had us this season. So every 5 seconds I was like, oh no, oh okay, oh no, oh okay. Like they had me stressed, but I appreciated all of the cameos and I tried to write them all down to make sure I didn't forget nobody.
Oh snap! Okay, who all did we see in this episode? Who all did we see?
In this episode, we see Silver Samurai,
Iron Man,
America, Black Panther a la T'Chaka, Daredevil, Cloak and Dagger, Peter Parker.
Pause. When did we see Cloak and Dagger? I don't remember seeing
They
Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
Put them in right before you see Daredevil.
Oh, it was the black and white Cloak and Dagger?
Yes.
Damn, I missed it. All right, my bad. Go ahead.
Cloak and Dagger, Peter Parker and MJ.
I saw that.
Which is cool because remember in the Spider-Man cartoon, the MJ he was with the whole time was actually a clone and she died. So this makes me think that he found the real MJ eventually. Anyway, that's a whole other unpacking for another day when we do some Easter eggs. Okay, Doctor Strange.
Yes, I saw Doctor Strange in the operating room.
Omega Red, Crimson Dynamo, and Darkstar. Alpha, Psylocke, the Alpha Flight Team from Canada, which has North Star and Aurora, and Puck and Cecilia Reyes. Okay. Then we have Polaris, Quicksilver, Scarlet.
Whoa. How
they
did
were
you
on
even
the ship
identify?
with Rogue.
Oh,
They were
how
on
can you?
the ship with Rogue.
What does she look? I'm gonna have to go back and look at this.
Watch it again because I done watched it 3 times.
Oh, man.
Okay,
Keep going, Nolly.
Apocalypse twice.
We got to talk about that.
And then the lady at the end, Akansi or whatever, that's Rachel Summers. So that's their other child. So their children are together. It was a family reunion.
Yo, so when they was in the desert,
yes,
that was Scott's and actual Jean Grey's
other
daughter. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yo, okay, all right. Okay, first of all, when I saw Silver Samurai, I got geeked up, and then I also got flashbacks of Wolverine 2, which I think may not have gotten the respect it may have deserved, because it wasn't a movie about mutants against mutants, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But I digress. Of course, we saw 2 Spider-Man cameos this season on X-Men, which gives me hope. You know what I'm saying? There may be some crossover appeal. All right.
I think so, because Marvel relaunched Marvel Animation, which they killed previously. And they had the Daredevil show, they had Spider-Man going on. And so they revitalized it. So at their recent announcement thing, they announced that Marvel Animation would be back. So I'm thinking we're going to get more shows. That's all the cameos. I don't know. Fingers crossed. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, no. I'm just geeked up about that. So that's happening. In addition to that, the whole X-Men with Magneto portion getting split up, and now there's past and future at the same time. Mm-hmm. It's just completely nuts. And don't even get me started on Apocalypse. All right, let's get Ty. Let's get Ty's feelings as well. What say you about the finale, my man?
Before I say anything about the finale, can we just big up the entire X-Men 97 series? Because from start to finish, every single episode got better and better and better and better. And how often do you see that in any series where they're consistently getting better? You usually get a lull, and then they might got some good episodes at the end or something like that to keep you invested to the next season. But this has been a ride of a lifetime. And when we get to the finale, a lot is going on. Xavier, I'm confused a little bit here, right?
Right.
Because Xavier left his fiance in the middle of them getting married, jumped into a cruiser, by the way, which belonged to her.
Oh, you doing okay? That's what we're doing.
Look, came all the way back to Earth to build with his X-Men because they were in trouble. And the first opportunity he gets, he wants to end it all, if necessary, to save Magnus. Now, I'm confused here. You left your fiance, I say again, to come and save Magnus, who, again, you're going to sidestep these kids you raised, basically, to go and die a peaceful death or a very tragic death according to you, however it goes, Magnus, however this ends, we'll end it together. You know what I mean? I was like, this is a level of dedication that I've never had a friend do. So I'm asking you right now, Vince, as my 20 plus year friend, if I gotta go, are you going with me?
No. Hell no.
You gonna risk it all?
Nah, I will be here to make sure your kids is all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to go down. Like, somebody gotta still pay the bills around this bitch. Nah, man, but you're right, yo. Like, it is weird that Charles did all of that. Oh, I gotta go home to fix everybody. But I get it though. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's basically saying, like, yo, it's a bunch of fucked up shit going on at home. And if he didn't go home, then it would have went to shit because Magneto was in comatose, right? Like, they couldn't even get to him. And then now, correct me if I'm wrong, if it wasn't for Charles, like, going, like, doing the whole mind fuck thing, you know what I'm saying, and kind of getting into his head and bringing them back with one of the, you know what I feel is so underrated is the notion of Eric Magneto being a Holocaust survivor. Like, I really think that gets floated over. You know what I'm saying? Especially in today's times when there's a rift going on, you know, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to get into it because it gets real crazy. But like the fact that he's a Holocaust survivor, still alive, still kicking, still getting the women, you know what I'm saying? Like, him and Rogue has still got their thing going on. And he said something in this episode that was so illustrative of why he is who he is. He talked about how when his village was getting fucked up, they tried to appease the arbitrators of that oppression with peace and with like what did he use? I think it was a diplomacy. Meanwhile, them motherfuckers was ruthless. They was like, nah, fuck that. And it killed like, and so that explains why he's like, nah. There is no, let's get along with them, because here's what happened to our village when we tried that shit. That shit don't work. So we gotta just get rid of all these motherfuckers and make our own place. So I get Magnus. Like, right now, I got even more respect for Magneto, if I'm being honest, than I do for Xavier. Xavier is starting to look a little weak, unfortunately, because his plan is what brought about the demise of Genosha to an extent, because of the attempt to try to merge these two communities, mutants and human. What do you think, Nolly? Does that sound anywhere close or no?
I think so. Sorry, the ADHD, because my son came and said something and I was like, what?
she's like, yeah. Wait,
yeah. What? You could have been like, I approve of his genocide, and I'd be like, yeah, that's great. Wait, what?
Well, I'm just saying, like, I mean, Magneto, I guess the question, Nolly, is, do we have, I mean, the comic book readers are already in the bag on Magneto. We kind of get it. But those that are viewers, the ones that watch the movies and the shows only, may not always had that level of depth with Magneto. Has X-Men 97 given Magneto the flowers he may deserve and should have maybe deserved this whole time? Or is he still a villain for traditional X-Men fans?
I think I'm at the point in my life where people who should be villains, I'm like, nah, I see it. You know what? Go ahead. Because you're not like Killmonger. Not wrong.
Yes. Right.
Magneto, he was right. I see it.
It's the truth.
Maybe it's because I'm a millennial and I've lived through enough traumatic events in our lifetime to be like, you know what? I understand. It's fine. You know, not all of us need therapy.
Yeah, there's that. And some of us just need to blow off steam in different ways. You know, I had my way.
Thanos was not wrong either, right, Biddle? Thanos wasn't wrong.
I don't know about the Thanos part. Magneto, yes, but the Thanos, you know, I think the only people that say that are the ones that didn't get snapped. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the ones that got left behind are like
ones that still had their lives. Yeah. It's like the universe is overpopulated. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, have you been to Iowa? Like, there's fields. They can get the fuck out of here, yo. The universe. We need to kill half of it. Anyway. But yeah, man, I'm just trying to like, and also, what else happened in this episode? We learned that the Bastion, this guy was actually I mean, would you say he's mortal? I mean, is he dead? I mean, it seemed like what exactly happened here? I mean, he was very, very powerful, and then he wasn't. Ty, help me.
Yeah, he is definitely mortal. But I think because of the level of technological information, I guess, that he possesses, because he's got Master Mold's DNA or whatever it was that he's got from Master Mold, he's able to take his body to other levels. Like, he was able to, because everything that turns it's metal. It is some form of, he absorbed something. At one point we saw him absorb some type of metal, and then that's when he became like indestructible. Like, he just was like, all right.
Oh yeah.
It was like an effect of, I'm being attacked, and so my mind is creating a defense that will be able to defend against any attack, because that's how far along his intellect is. So that's what I think about Bastion. I think, but I mean, obviously there's going to be a way to kill Bastion. You just haven't found it yet.
Yeah, it wasn't just
turn off the power.
It wasn't just a piece of metal, Nolly. It was Cable's arm.
Cable's arm. That's what it was.
He took Cable's arm off in this X-Men 97 animated series that's on Disney Plus. Took his arm, ripped his arm off, right, and absorbed it, and then became like this powerful father mucker, bro. And I mean, I'm just like, holy shit, Nolly, what do you even do with the motherfucker that takes your son's arm off and absorbs it? Like, hey, that's maybe my third arm, motherfucker.
Maybe he didn't need it. It's okay. We got another one at home.
I thought that was like really raw. Like, they literally just took my man's arm and just I mean, I don't know. I just thought that it shows how ruthless they're willing to go in this X-Men show. In addition to that, I thought it was kind of like, you know what? Just kind of start wrapping this up. Let's keep it real. What has this show done differently than other shows that we've gotten from Marvel over the last few years? Please, Nolly.
Good writing.
Great writing.
Good writing. Okay. All right. So would you attribute that to the aforementioned, and we don't go no further than just calling him Bo, who's online right now taking a victory lap, because I don't see anybody, frankly, speaking any ill vibes on X-Men. So is it all writing, Nolly? You agree, Ty? Same thing?
Writing and producing. The effort was there.
You agree, Ty?
Yeah, absolutely. The writing was I mean, I will go down as saying again, this is the best animated series that I have seen in a very, very, very long time, because that you don't find series nowadays where you get that level of consistency. You can find them rarely, but as far as just the trajectory in which it went up each week it was like, bam, you hit me last week, and then you coming in with the hook, and then you uppercutting me, and you jabbing me, you giving me the whole combo, and then on the finale I'm stumbling, and then that's when you just go ahead and give me the knockout blow, because this is what this has been. This is that type of ride. It's so good that the people behind the scenes are like we don't even want people to have to wait for more of this. We want more of this so we can consistently give the people what they want because we want it. Like how often is it when the studios are like, you know what, that was so good. That was actually better than we thought it would be. So do you think you could put together another season? You're like, yeah, we can put together a season. And they're like, no, like in 2 weeks. And like we don't want the fans to wait too long. We're like 2 weeks probably will be a long enough to, before they start. This is entertainment crack right now. This is what it is.
Entertainment crack. Say it again. Entertainment crack.
I'm ready.
All right, so let's delve into a couple other things that happened before we go ahead and move off of this. So another thing that happened in the finale was we got a disbursement of individuals, as at the end Magneto had this big ball of, by the way, spoiler alert, by the way, spoilers ahead and maybe even behind. He may have already told you everything that's happening with anyway, it is what it is. So so we now have some of our heroes in the past, back in Egypt days, if I'm not mistaken. And then we've got some of our heroes are in the future and whatnot. We've got some of them still in the past, not sure what exactly happened with everybody, even though I thought it was hilarious that Bishop just rolled up on old boy like, oh, nah, I know you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you about yourself. But I think the most significant thing was learning about Mr. I don't even know if I should call him Apocalypse now. What's his name again? It's Nason. What did he say his name was?
Ben Asa.
Come on, comment section. Pull up comment section.
He had a lovely name.
Yeah, it was Naren. Okay, I intentionally didn't look this up because I knew y'all was gonna know. So you know what I'm saying. But anyway, comment section, pop quiz, man. Dizzy Death, Daniel, Lisa, where y'all at, man?
What
is it?
Nur
Renmanur.
ENSABAHNUR.
Right, and so it sounds like this is us being ushered into. There we go. Thank you, April. April, let's start this comment so we can make sure we come back to there. She, thank you. Nolly. Oh, that's Nolly. Nolly's in the
everywhere.
And Sabana.
Me.
I kept looking at it backwards. I was like, what does that say? Run tail at? Like I couldn't really. But anyway, it's like for and look at that. Oh,
novice, sir.
We're gonna keep going. We're gonna figure it out. But Google says
hold on. Wait, we got a discrepancy here. Is it in Babasur or is it in Sabanur or is it in Nabasur? All right, hold on now. April, come on now. Hey. Now stop. But anyway, my question for you, Nolly, and then Ty, if you don't mind, what's the significance? They're obviously reeling us into season 2, which I'm already on board for, but they showed Apocalypse in the past and in the future, if I'm not mistaken, right? Isn't that crazy? Tell me what it means, Nolly. Tell me what
it means. We're in for some fuck shit in season 2, and I'm here for it. Because also, remember at the end when he's in the future, he's holding a card and it's Gambit's card. So I think he's gonna bring Gambit back as one of his horsemen.
It is.
Oh wow! I didn't think about that. He is holding. He's holding a card, right? And we didn't. I didn't realize what the significance of it was. So you think that Gambit's in the future? Oh yeah, he's in Genosha. That's right. He's in Genosha. That's right. Yeah. Yo, I'm so glad we have this show. I be needing us sometimes. I'm like, I didn't break this shit down. So, yo, he's in Genosha and he's talking about Reef. Oh my God, how dope would that be? But I hope he brings back Gambit, Remy. You know what I'm saying? Because Apocalypse, man. He, remember if you watch the movie where Isaac Oscars when he played him, like he can have an effect on people. Like he can what are they like hypnotize people to an extent, right?
I think that's what he's gonna do. I think Gambit's gonna come back as one of his horsemen.
As a villain. Oh, no worries. Nah, we got you. I was just messing with you, April. We appreciate it. Yes, it did just click, just like algebra. You know what I'm saying? When you learn that it's, y equals MC. So, PEDMAS. God damn it. That's what it is, man. So, I'm geeked as fuck. God damn, bro. Did I miss anything else, man? Is there anything else that happened before we discuss some other things that's going on?
I mean, can we again appreciate that they are giving Nightcrawler his flowers as well, because Nightcrawler gave Bastion problems for a minute.
Yeah,
he was like, yo, he was all over that, like. Here we go.
What? Keep talking, bro.
Yo, so
what were you saying? What's
yo, you wild. Yo, all right, so
anyway,
so
Nightcrawler was beating that ass, right? Nightcrawler was just Nightcrawler was whooping that ass on
gonna have them four
Oh,
toes up
man.
in here.
That's wild. You wild.
Nah, my bad. Anyway, you were saying Nightcrawler, yeah.
Nah. I was just saying that it's crazy because during 92, X-Men 92, we wasn't seeing Nightcrawler like this. Nightcrawler was very passive, you know what I'm saying, and only reacted if need be. Nightcrawler is ready. He's been ready. Like when he pulled up in I think 2 episodes ago, when he came out with when Wolverine had 6 swords and he said, "Nah, it's 9," and pulled out 3 more. I said, "Oh, this is what we got from. This is not the Nightcrawler we remember, but this is the Nightcrawler we know." That's what I'm saying. So it's really good that they're giving the flowers to the necessary people. Beast, who I have attacked in the past as being one of the weakest links on the X-Men. I'm like, yeah, he's smart as hell, but when it comes to combat, Beast be hitting on him all the time and needing help. But in this season, in X-Men 92, he was needing help all the time. But this season, he's been a beast. He's lived up to his name and whatnot. So I think the entire series, X-Men 97, deserves all of its flowers, deserves all of its accolades, and I hope we get that season 2 in 2 weeks. Because the agencies is looking. They're ready. They already put the word in. That's why Bo is out here walking around like, yeah. He just got the bag dropped on his head. Like, do whatever you need to do.
He is definitely taking a major victory lap, and I'm not even mad. And he should, frankly, because I mean, this is so dope what he's put together. And I still am curious about what nobody really seems to know what the firing aspect was about, but I hope it was something that wasn't Diddy bad. I hope it was less not Diddy bad, because Diddy bad's really bad. So, but he did have some things to say about this. And before we kind of move along, I figure it'd be at least fair for us to, give him a chance to kind of speak on what it is that he brought to the table with this X-Men. So real quick, here's just a little bit of what he said at a recent viewing of the finale of the X-Men. Let's check it out.
My first script I ever wrote was a sequel to Bryan Singer's first X-Men movie. Literally picked up a screenwriting for dummies book at Borders, came home on my IBM because I'm old, and just started typing the worst script, probably formatted wise. Just it's utter crap. I looked at it, but Bastion was the main villain, and I loved Operation Zero Tolerance, and I loved Fatal Attractions. And when you're doing this, it's difficult because you want to please fans. I think the benefit of being a fan is you just go with your gut, and you kind of just go back to that place of playing with the Toy Biz toys, and like, what is the geekiest, nerdiest, craziest, but also the most relevant to where we are right now version of this. And so honestly, I kind of pulled from that, trusted my gut, went into Joshua Tree for 2 weeks, did not do any substance that altered my state of mind while thinking about it, and came up with a 22-page Bible that outlined basically the first season and 4 more seasons.
Wow. All right.
4 more seasons. And he quit smoking weed. Just and stop doing dope, which is not something I could have committed to, frankly, when he made this shit, bro. Does that explain why this is so dope? I don't know. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But we want to go ahead and at least give the boy Bo DeMaio his credit for writing a phenomenal series, even though he was fired, unfortunately. It's sad he did get fired, but it did happen. But just in keeping of the X-Men vibes, once again, to discuss this even further, we will be speaking with, as of next week, the one and only voice of Storm herself. Will be. Oh, that's not the clip.
Yeah, that's
not the clip either. You know what? It don't matter because this who we talking to. We're gonna be speaking with Miss Allison Seeley Smith, the one and only voice of Aurora Monroe. Storm herself will be here with us in the flesh. So set your calendars, be here in the flesh as well, because we like to have guests. Speaking of guests, man, we are blessed to be in the presence of royalty as of today. And since we on the X-Men tip, I just want to go ahead and bring in somebody who's got so much going for themselves. If I could start just by saying, it's always good when you're a geek, but can show it through your cosplay work. All right. And if you recall, we've just been talking about the X-Men with Jubilee, and shout out to Robert DaCosta, who also came out this episode. But here's another version of Jubilee right here. If you wouldn't notice, hey, pull on up, Jubilee. Yes, a cosplayer herself, Mrs. Chana, aka CC the Geek, is a well-renowned attender of cons, and she does it big when she does a con. Can I tell you? I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, and I ain't gonna lie. She's not just somebody who's killing it in the cosplay game, but she also, once again, is out in front showing us how to do things properly with the community. As you see, she is a founder of the one and only historically Black college university convention, where we actually get folks that come from my alma mater, Florida A&M, as well as places like Howard, Clark, Atlanta, Morehouse, and who knows, TSU, Prairie View, whatever, to be able to take advantage of this nerd stuff that we love to talk about and to delve in so much. See, she understands that it's not just about what it is that you do in public, but also sometimes the stuff that you do in private, man, is pretty cool, because everybody doesn't get down the way you. Everybody doesn't understand how hard it is sometimes to juggle like your Blackness and other cultures that sometimes people consider not to be a part of the Black culture, so to speak. But not to belabor the point, this young lady, not only is she deep off in the HBCUCon game, but also a queen within her own right, and dare I say, does the cosplay thing damn good. So if y'all help us welcome to the platform for the first time, and definitely not the last, the one and only Miss CC the Geek. Oh, hey, what's up,
Thank
CC?
you, boss. Thank you so much. That's like one of the best intros I've ever gotten. I'm just really, really humbled and honored to be in you all's presence. And Nolly, shout out to you. If a Black woman don't do nothing else, she gonna do her research. Okay, that list to run down those characters. I was like, yes, talk that talk, girl. Let them know.
That's what's up. Well, CC, thanks for joining us, man. And look, she's in the X-Wing. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, she just pulled on up. You know what I mean? Look, I ain't gonna lie, CC, I don't know if there's enough time on any type podcast to go over all the stuff that you do and all the stuff that you put together. But if I could just real quick, just compliment you on this dope ass cosplay, like the Jubilee joint. What's the inspiration here? Like, are you a X-Men fan? It looks really, really dope.
Thank you so much. I'm definitely an X-Men fan. Much like many other women of my caliber, I am a Storm. Storm is like my girl. She was pretty much the first Black woman I saw in any show, animated or live. One of the few shows where she was like a powerful character. Right. A very strong leader. She was graceful. She was beautiful. She was poised. She was all the things that you wanted to be. Jubilee was very much, my Jubilee cosplay was very much a happy accident because
Oh yeah.
I was going to Atlanta for a business trip, and the trip just so happened to overlap with an event that Marcus DeVisual and Greg Burnham were hosting from Tuskegee Airs. So they have this event called MCU ATL. It's for Marvel fans in the ATL area, right? So they had this event, and I'm like, okay, I don't know who I'm going to dress up as. And Greg and I were going back and forth on who I could cosplay. And I was like, well, what about Jubilee? Because I knew I didn't have the time to put Storm together. I had like 2 weeks. And so he was like, yeah, Jubilee. So that was pretty much how it happened. I literally just threw it together to attend their event. And that's where I wore it at Dragon Con. And it's turned out to be one of my biggest hits, if you will.
Yo, well, this is what you do off the fly. Like, man, watch out when you do. Because there's a lot of other stuff you got going on here. Like, you even got some Dragon Ball vibes off in this bit. Like, there's no. You seem to be heavy in the anime. I see the Sailor Moon in you. You a big Sailor Moon fan?
Oh yeah, for sure. I live by the moon. I die by the moon. I think I'm not I think I'm over it until it comes up, and then I'm like, nah. Like, I will fight for it.
all right. And I'm also, forgive me for just kind of fangirling out with you here, but I also noticed that there's some looks like there's some Chun-Li vibes. You been
yes.
You were Street Fighter one, man. Talk to me about your Street Fighter love and adoration. What's going on here?
Absolutely. So, much like Storm, Chun-Li was the first video game character, the first woman in a video game who was a protagonist and had her own arc, and she wasn't a damsel in distress. So I was very much attracted to her. I also got called Chun-Li in high school a lot, probably because of my my ambiguous aesthetic and the fact that I was very quick to kick the hell out of somebody if they tried me. So and my name being Chana, probably. Chana.
Oh yeah,
Chana probably doesn't help,
Okay, okay, Chun-Li with the all right. I guess I could dig it. Yeah, that's dope.
I got called Chun-Li and I got called Velma because I'm a
Velma.
So that was like my way of getting back at everybody. Was like, actually, I am Velma, bitch.
Yeah, I think I had you with some Velma on here as well. Okay, this is so. Talk to me a little bit about, in addition to these dope ass cosplays, and I ain't gonna lie, there's this one right here. Like, you killed. I had to get the video on this. Like, you what's old girl name from the old show? Ty the white lady
Linda Carter.
Linda Carter, yeah, she ain't got shit on you, man. This right here is the original drum, man. But yeah,
I would never disrespect Miss Carter.
Well, fuck all that. I will. Look, she ain't paying none of my bills. But yeah, like, where were you headed here? What's this event?
It was Awesome Con from this year, and Awesome Con tends to fluctuate between, I would say, March and May. This year, it so happened to fall on my birthday weekend. So I was like, I definitely had to turn up for that one. Because this is the first time I ever had a con fall on my birthday, which is March 9th. So it's very rare that happens.
So you was in a club? Oh, wow.
I was. I had a party.
Were you working with the man?
She had on the Wonder Woman. Shout out to Plus Ultra Entertainment because they collaborated for the birthday party, and it was a really good turnout.
Oh, yeah. Bro, I don't think I've lived, Nolly, until I go to the club and see a young lady in the middle of a circle in a Wonder Woman outfit. You're working with some ass share. You can't share.
That
was legit what it was.
I'm ready for it. We need to make that shit happen here in Orlando. So talk to us about HBCUCon. What is it that you put together here? And tell our people that are watching. By the way, shout out to everybody watching Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all those things. If you're on Instagram, you need to pull over to YouTube because we're about to use the Instagram feed at the top of the hour. That's YouTube / The New Blurred Order. But yeah, talk to us about it. Tell everybody what it is that made you start it and what exactly it is for people that don't know about it.
Absolutely. I love how you mentioned the dancing in the club around Wonder Woman to, back that ass up, because that's the perfect segue to who we are, Yeah,
good.
Essentially, the HBCU convention, or otherwise known as HBCUCon, is a community that I conceptualized and that we built to celebrate and bridge the gap between historically Black institutions and the geek community at large, particularly Black geeks at large. I grew up in a world, and I'm sure that you can relate to this in particular, Vince. I grew up in a world where the HBCU community and the nerd communities were never mutually exclusive. They were always very much intertwined. My mom went to UDC. My dad went to Bowie, just like I did. My dad's a big Star Wars fan. He loves Darth Vader because when he was growing up, James Earl Jones was like that dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then my mom is a Trekkie. She actually named me after Star Trek. She named me after a character called Shauna Treskelion from the original Star Trek series. So it's just very much been a part of my life for us. Like she watched the X-Files when I was growing up, you know, like she was into all that stuff. And while I was watching X-Men, she was watching X-Files, you know. So I've come to find a community of like-minded people who are HBCU and non-HBCU affiliated to create a geek HBCU experience that we can call our own, to create our own institution, essentially, where folks who attended HBCUs and folks who didn't can come together and enjoy a common theme. And really, ultimately, what I tell people now is like my hidden agenda is really to connect people and to create a space where folks can network and to get involved in a community and their passions in ways that they may have never imagined was possible. I don't think it's a coincidence that we had our first live event at Bowie State in 2022, and then Bowie State just opened their esports arena earlier this year, you know? So it's like, and Morgan has one too. You know, so now HBCUs are starting to understand that there's a lot of money to be made in these industries, and we're influencing the culture, we're consuming the culture, but we're not getting as much of a return on our investment as I feel like we should. So that's where HBCUCon comes in, and it's been a wild ride, but I wouldn't change a thing. I really wouldn't.
Nah, man. I mean, it's what, frankly, we are looking for. I mean, right now there's this boom of Black nerddom finally coming into the mainstream circuit, I believe, and it's very refreshing. Have you run into any adversity in trying to kind of develop this? You know, because one thing that we share as a community is the fact that it's already hard enough being a nerd, but to be a Black nerd is like compounding on top of that, because it's not necessarily supposed to fit the lexicon of what your preconceived disposition is supposed to be, right? So when you're trying to do something called HBCUCon, you not only might get hit with the conservatives, like, they're trying to be woke, but you might also get hit with the, what is this fuck ass bullshit ass comic book bullshit y'all over here? We trying to say to the world we got problems, and you might like, what have you faced any like adversity with your development of what it is that you're clearly doing for the right reasons, but for some reason some people try to misinterpret what's going on?
Absolutely. I think that it's not even so much a misinterpretation. I just think that there's a lack of understanding and appreciation for what the geek community can offer, particularly when you talk to like folks who are older and who have no context of geek life whatsoever. You know what I mean? Now, usually if I come across someone who's either into the culture or they have like, now what I'm finding is I'll talk to an administrator and they'll be like, oh yeah, my son watches One Piece, you know, that's like usually a good segue for me. And not for nothing, but at the same time, while geek culture is becoming mainstream and popular, HBCU culture is also experiencing a resurgence in popularity at the same time. So I think that that's been a benefit to me. And honestly, the greatest adversity that I probably face outside of like financial, you know, just trying to raise the money to like pay for things is misogyny.
Really?
You know, like being in absolutely. I've never experienced this much misogyny in my life outside of, you know, sexual abuse, you know, like for real. It's really bad. Like when you're a cosplayer, there's levels to it, right? As a cosplayer, when you're a woman, especially if you're conventionally pretty or whatever the case may be, you have something that you can market to people. Sex sells. then you can build a platform as long as you remain consistent and focus on the quality of your work and what have you. But then you get hypersexualized a lot, right? I've had people just make inappropriate comments in my feed or whatever. And I'm sure a lot of other women, especially Black women cosplayers, experience it. There's a lot of colorism in the community. So I don't get nearly as much blowback. Like I know my homie Venture Bros, he gets called the N-word every time he posts something.
Oh, yeah.
Every time he posts something, he gets called out of his name. But when it comes to the con runners side of things, that is just a whole nother beast that I don't know if I can say I was prepared for, because I got into the con runner space almost by accident. I was asked to help other conventions build their conventions, and that was when I started to see the boys club that is the cosplay and the nerd community. Most of these conventions are run by men, and you know there are a lot of practices that I think go under the table that are like very commonplace and normalized. Like I've been hit on by almost every man I have attempted to like do business with, or who has attempted to do business with me has crossed some line where they made me feel uncomfortable. And then when I like, you know, confront them about it, they're like, oh, well, you know, you should expect, like, basically I should expect this. You know?
Yeah, you know what you was doing. You wore that outfit. You knew you had the body out.
I was
like, nah, bro.
Armstrong. But irregardless of all that, but it's like, yeah, that's legit, and then it varies. I get it. A lot of older men, really, like the men who are, I would say, 10 to 15 years older than me or more, are a beast, you know. And even with the younger guys, I think it just shows up differently. Like the younger guys, it's like incel, you know. There's that whole bit, the podcast listeners who listen to all the toxic podcasts, where with the older generations, you have that old school chauvinistic, you know, I still find trouble like articulating
I get it. You're right.
The complexities of it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, with the old guys, it's a little different from the young guys. The young guy like, hey, what's up, shawty? You know what I'm saying? The young guy like, hey, girl, hey, you know what you
want. Well, this is what I'll say. The younger guys, with the younger guys, it's like they want to like you. If you have a platform as a woman in the community, you have to be very careful who you associate with and who you date, because a lot of people see you as a come up, basically. They see you as a stepping stone, and they use, you know, they'll date you just for the simple fact that they can brag to all their friends, like, hey, this girl who's got 14,000 followers, yeah, I sleep with her. You know what I mean? So that's like the young guy thing. Where with the older guy thing, it's like, well, I have money, I have power, and what are you gonna do for me in order to get, you know, a little bit yeah. You want this sponsorship, you gotta
sound like a sugar daddy.
Yeah. Right. And it's like, I'm not built for that, y'all. Like there's a whole lane of people who are just waiting to take your money, dog, like for whatever you need. Do that. But it's never about that for them. It's always about control and taking away someone's autonomy, you know.
If I may, it seems I cannot, you know. I don't know why that happened.
What is this? That's what it is.
I guess this is a all right, whatever. I don't know. I guess this is a reason for celebrating. I don't know, but I could see how somebody might be like, oh, so you want to be on The Apprentice? You know what I'm saying? Well, come on up to my hotel room and let's see what you got. But it's hard for me to imagine like somebody who's like in the comic book realm, like, oh, so you want to get a booth at A Block? You know, like, how do you hold that over somebody? Like what? Like these old men that are like trying to. First of all, I'm glad that you're exposing this, because I think that there's a lot of folks that don't realize that stuff that goes on in the DMs like can affect you. You know, like it's not just something that you can always just forget. And experiences, they live with you even once you've passed them. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to shout out Venture Cosplay. He's been on the show. He's talked to us about some of his adversity, and I love the skit that y'all did with Invincible and with Yuki and the wife of Omni-Man. I thought that was real dope. But yeah, man, these things happen. I mean, and also in addition to that, like the fact that they have to have Nolly, and you've been there with us, they had to have signs that say cosplay is not consent.
Yeah.
At cons. I mean, I imagine you have to deal with like idiots like that as well, like that are trying to like, oh, because you wear a nice outfit that may reveal a little skin or something, that it automatically gives you the right to speak to me or address me any kind of way.
Absolutely. I mean, it's peak objectification. You know what I mean? Where you literally take the person's humanity away, and because they're dressed up as this character, you're using it as an opportunity to live out whatever fantasies you wanted to have with this character. And you're dehumanizing the character that you say that you love on one end, and then you're also dehumanizing the person who's dressed up as that person, which is even worse, because that's a real human being. So I find that a lot, like even when I did Debbie, people were in the comments calling me a pet left and right, and I'm like, I'm not the one for that. And it's like, yeah, I get it. Like Debbie didn't even like that shit, so why would I like it? You know what I mean? Like, it's very fascinating, and I think that people just in general use the entertainment industry as an avenue to like project whatever insecurities and stuff, because they do it to like celebrities, that's something that's like really been a lesson for me, because I follow a lot of people who I try to like aspire to be like Beyonce, Rihanna, Taraji P. Henson, Janelle Monáe, who y'all mentioned earlier. But like in following them, one thing that I notice is they can post anything. It could be literally the most positive thing that you've ever seen in your life, and the first thing that I see in the comment section is always a negative comment. So that to me is just my reminder that somebody's always going to have something to say. There's always going to be a naysayer in the crowd, and you have to learn to use your discernment and to know when it's coming from a genuine place of like constructive criticism, or if it's someone who's just like trying to rain on your parade.
Okay. All right. Well, it's funny you mentioned Janelle Monáe, because we recently did, as we talked about earlier, we learned that she's been talking with Marvel Studios about playing a major X-Men role. Now, Nolly,
I really need to learn that my face gives everything away. I can't even fight it.
What? All right. What's your first thoughts, Nolly, when we think of Janelle Monáe in an X-Men possible character? I mean, are your thoughts the same as mine? Are you thinking? I mean, they kind of in this graphic, they kind of alluded to it being one of the characters, but what do you think?
I love her as an artist.
The keyboard warriors.
In the things she's acted in, also great. As Storm?
No.
I think because I have my own fan cast for Storm,
right,
that I'm more hell-bent on who I'd prefer it to be Storm. I secretly hope that it's just... Sorry, Lisa. I hope that it's not Storm.
Oh, wow. You hope it's not Storm?
Yes.
You don't think that Janelle Monáe should play Storm, yo?
I don't know.
I'll put you on the spot like that.
She just looks like everyone else who's already played Storm, and I'm I'm ready for some variety.
I heard. I would say the part, Ty. I'm gonna say the part she's not saying out loud. Like she's ready for
I'm
Dark Hue Storm.
Thank you.
Yeah, she wants Dark Hue Storm. We've gotten Halle. We're going down all the shades of mocha.
I would say she's a step up from Halle. She's closer to the mark than Halle.
A little closer to the mark. But not,
I think she's more like the original 90s Storm than the current Storm. I feel like they made the new Storm darker. Like they really doubled down on her deep complexion, which I love.
Yeah.
But I kind of agree with you, Nolly. I feel like, I mean, I definitely think that she should have a deeper skin tone, and more than that, I feel like she should be taller.
Ooh. Yes.
Taller as well.
Tall,
Okay.
got his thick legs.
So I mean, we did have, and I'm so sorry, I'm bad with names, but somebody IMDb, whoever it was that played Storm in X-Men Apocalypse, we basically had two different versions. Now it wasn't Zoe. Zoe played somebody else. She was in First Class. But this would be a lateral move. It sounds like what you're saying, Nolly, is it's not a forward move, even though Janelle Monáe. What was her name?
Alexandra Shipp.
Alexandra, yeah, and I like her. I like her. She's good. I mean, every black woman everybody who's played Storm has been given a bad hand of cards to have to deal with, and they played the best they can with it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't fault them for it. But what it sounds like you're saying is we're ready for Michonne as Storm. We're ready for what's our girl from American Gods? Denai Guerrero, of course, but Ty, you know what I'm talking about from American Gods. She's in Star Trek. I forget her name is escaping me right now. Yeah, as soon as I go on here, I'm gonna see her name and I'm gonna be like, oh man, I can't believe. You know what? I'm gonna slow the show down because I got to give her props. Her name is. It was Nira on Star Trek. Yetide. Yeah. So this you think is not to step in the right direction?
It is my Storm in my heart.
She's okay. I think she would have been a good Storm. It might be a little late, but hopefully not. I can still see her Storm. What's up, Ty?
She look young to me.
She still does look very young.
Listen, that picture of Janelle Monáe is not a fair picture of Janelle Monáe. Janelle Monáe is actually probably 2 to 3 shades darker than that picture. That's the lightening. She's got lightener on, and I saw pictures of her on the beach, and she's definitely a lot darker than. Now I'm just saying, like, if it comes down to complexion, because I think as an actress, I think she would kill the role. Honestly, I think she would be really, really good. I saw her in Antebellum, and she and this is why I'm saying what I'm saying, because right there in that picture, she looks like, because I know this has been an issue with the Storms in the past as far as their complexions go. And I agree as well. But what I'm saying when it comes to Janelle Monáe is that picture is not a fair picture of what her skin tone is actually looking like these days. So if she was to play the role, I think as an actress, from an acting standpoint, she would do Storm justice. I think she would absolutely do Storm justice. And I think as far as like when it comes to casting, I think she might be the best that we can get. Like, I don't know how committed the studios are to going dark with like, I'm just being honest. Like, so like as far as we are as a culture, we got to start accepting that, you know, some of these roles are just what it is. Like, this is a good actress getting casted possibly for a role that we as Black people would like to see a darker version. But this is a darker version than Allie. This is a darker version than Alexander or Alec. What's her name?
Alexandra Shipp.
Yeah. So that, I'm just saying, that picture up there next to her is not a fair. That's not fair. You
think this is a little bit more representative of Janelle Monáe? This is what she looks like. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I tend to agree with you. I think that she could bring a level of notoriety to the part that we may not be giving her credit for. I think that her acting chops are also getting better with every movie that she does. You know, because she came in as, you know, a singer who's entering in Hidden Figures. She held it down, but she didn't kill it. You know what I'm saying? She had a star-studded cast, but now like I can see it. But you know what would have to happen, CC? She would have to be not just looking the role. She'd have to play the part so well.
Yeah, she would have to embody it.
Yeah, she'd have to become Storm because not only do people want Storm to have a darker hue, but there's also lobbying for her to have her African roots. We know she has Kenyan roots. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's she could do it, don't you think? But she just can't come. She can't phone it in. Like she got to go to Storm training camp.
Yeah, she would definitely, and that was the other caveat that I was going to add to the criteria is the person who plays this role has to do their research. Like they have to know who Storm is. They have to know who Aurora is, even if they're not like a super fan. They didn't grow up being a super fan of hers necessarily, because that might be a good thing if they weren't, because it might put too much pressure on them if they were.
True.
But at the very least, like they're gonna have to do that, like to the point where like you're embodying a historical figure, because Storm really is that girl. Like don't play with her, and you're gonna have to really hone in on all the different aspects of who she is, where she comes from, and how she thinks in order to really play that role well. I don't necessarily think it has to be a person who's directly from like first gen African or whatever, because Cynthia Erivo played Harriet Tubman, child, and
and how did that work out?
Words to say about us Americans. So no tea, no shade. We forgive you, girl. But,
sorry, I was going to say, CC, like you got a lot of backlash for that. There's a lot of backlash. We're kind of veering into another subject here.
Of the person that she is why she got backlash. Because I think we would have looked past it if we hadn't remembered all the tweets she tweeted about Black
that was what got her in trouble.
And how we're ghetto and a bunch of stuff. Like she went in for years.
She did.
And then played Harriet Tubman.
And can we also account for the Janelle Monáe's whole persona and her whole personality? It seems goddess-like. It
does lend itself to that.
She walks around with this it's something about her that she commands a room. Like when she walks in a room. So I think that in essence is her playing herself.
It is. Especially when you think about her her team of people and how she literally has like a whole community of people behind her, the whole Wonderland, thing. She reminds me almost of Shinobu Kocho from Demon Slayer, where she got her own cult like following, you know what I'm saying, in her whole entourage.
Okay,
that's why I think she could really add some essence to the character of Storm because of that like Lisa said, I think that was the word I was looking for. Her regality. I don't know how to pronounce it, but like she just walks around with this aura around her, and I'm telling you, like given the opportunity, I think she would shine in this role. I think the studio, if that is the role that she's casted for, I think this is gonna play out well.
So the other name that's coming up in the comments, well, we've already kind of discussed. Oh, let me get rid of this comment. We've kind of already discussed the Ty, it's no secret that you and I, we love Yetide. You know what I'm saying? Like we considered her our Storm, like from years ago before we even had a podcast. We was talking about Yetide would be Storm. But I see Nali and it looks like Sergio Israel. Sergio Israel. I made his name more fancy than it really is. But Mammy. Now this is the young lady who plays Starfire. In the Titans show, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. She just played in
the look she has. I don't know. I think if I'm choosing between her and Janelle Monáe, I'm going with Janelle Monáe.
What about Michaela Coel?
Michaela Coel,
who played.
That's who Nolly like.
The Dora Milaje, and she really took on like more of a role in Wakanda Forever.
Okay, so you're talking about the young lady who played Ayo, right? She played
Ayo. Like as far as like the look, as far as like and she has a very regal presence too. You know what I mean? But
I'm not opposed to that idea. My problem with that concept is that she's Ayo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
I was just thinking that too. It's like she too
you know,
embedded in
like
Marvel.
I wouldn't mind. I know they do cross, like I know they did Captain America, and he was, you know, also the Human Torch, and I know Johnny
that's different
Silverhorn.
MCU. Like that's not our MCU. Like, but also Gemma Chan from Eternals was also in Captain Marvel. She was an alien.
Yeah, but she was unidentifiable. You didn't know who she really was, right? And yeah, come on. I mean,
I don't know. I know all my crushes on screen.
All right. So well, anyway, I'm down for that. I mean, I could see Janelle. I'm not gonna lie, y'all have kind of sold me to the concept because originally I was like, nah, I don't want them. But you're right. She could probably bring that regality. She could bring a level of upper echelon aspect. Make it, especially if she like brings all of the people within her circle, her fellowship that aren't necessarily into the geek stuff into the folds. I'm here for it, man. I think it could work. So yeah, if it's Storm, let it be. Let it storms may come.
One final thing, Vince, I wanted to add. She, and not only it can she embody this performance as Storm, but she can give you multiple personalities of Storm. So she can give you she can give you the wild child Storm version of Storm. She can give you the regal version of Storm. She can give you, so there's a lot of different layers with Janelle. So I think that again, I can't wait to see her on screen.
I just want Storm to break out in song and to be, you know what I'm saying? Just coming to the, you know, I don't know none of Janelle songs, but you know, I know they dope, you know what I'm saying? I want to see Storm grab the mic at karaoke night and just start, you know what I'm saying? Like,
sing Tina Turner, like in the comics.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When the nights in the fan, it on to me. Hold on, I got a mic. Hey, why I got two mics? Tell me why I got two mics.
Two mics, man. You got a mic right in your face.
I got this stand-up mic. You know what I'm saying? Hey, anybody ever flown Southwest Airlines Spirit? Let me stop. Anyway, so yeah, that's a bunch of crazy stuff. So look, we're down for it, Janelle. I'm not gonna lie, I can see Janelle Monáe as Storm. Maybe that works. But one thing that I have definitely latched onto is seeing Henry Cavill as Lionel. Holy shit! Like this is really
wait a minute.
This is really happening, bro. This is a real thing. Ty, I thought you was playing when you posted this in the group, but yo, this is real, huh? We're getting a real life Thundercats live action.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, we've been promised the Thundercats movie for probably 20 years now, right? Like it's been like 20 years since they first announced that they were possibly doing something a while back, and I think at the time they were talking about John Claude Van Damme. John Claude Van. Oh, you got the T-shirt on, of course, yeah. Yo, but it's cool, man. Because that if this happens, I mean, I've always been an advocate for Thundercats live action movie. But Henry Cavill is definitely the person you go with if you're gonna do something like this. He's right now the hottest, like, and I mean like the hottest action star in Hollywood. Like if it ain't him, it's Alan Rickson, or whatever his name is. They got it, but they got it bodied right now. So and they doing movies together too. So they like, all right, well, you're not gonna big me up. You're not gonna one up me. We're gonna do it together. So that's what's up.
Yo, so what do we know about the development of this actual? Is this because if I can speak candidly, Ty, we've been led down this road before, and it ended up not going anywhere. What type of confidence do we have that this is actually not? This is not fan casting. This is not the internet. This is not AI. This is an actual move that Hollywood is making. Like, convince me that this is actually happening. Like, how do I know like this that I'm not being fooled again?
Just because Henry Cavill's name is at the top of it, you know what I mean? Like I don't know how many roles that they've said that he's gonna get that he hasn't got. like if you think about it, like every time we hear something, like and then it happens, like, you know what I mean? So especially when it comes to him, like if it was a less notable actor, You know what I'm saying? Like, and they said, okay, then yeah, I'll be like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? But he's at the forefront of a lot of these comic book, video game movies. I think he's got what's the upcoming what, not the war, it wasn't Warcraft. What is the RPG game that he's got coming out, Nolly?
Warhammer.
Warhammer. So he's got the Warhammer. He's part of these type of things, man. And he's really invested in all
World
of
of Warcraft.
Yeah, so this is a dude that if anybody would be willing to take on that role, it would be him. And he kill it, man, just like he does with everything else.
You a Thundercats fan, CC?
I'm just sitting here processing the fact that this dude left The Witcher to be Lion-O. Thank you.
Leave.
He did. Yeah, he did.
He left.
Because the writers were changing the material, and he's a geek through and through, and he's like, if you gonna change the source material, I'm not gonna be part of it. And now look, now we got great value Witcher, and that's just ending. And
but him being Lion-O and just seeing him, all I can see is like 13-year-old Henry Cavill is geeking out right now. Like he is literally that is how he's making his life choices based on his fandoms. Like that is
I like
he's
doing.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. They better pick a good Chitara though. I know that much. And Panthro better be black.
Panthro, yeah.
Yo, you know what?
Chitara better be a light-skinned black woman. At least.
Yeah, she got to be like
at
black.
least.
Or at bare minimum Dominican. You know what I'm saying?
At bare minimum,
at least Dominican.
Penis are in Africa, okay?
Give me something in the diaspora. You know what I'm saying?
Need to be at least South African, at least.
I don't know about South Africans. They trying to but when I look at this, I get the urge to say, put him up. You know what I'm saying? Like he's giving me Cowardly Lion. I hope that it's a little better than this. But yeah, the whole notion of him of leaving The Witcher, yeah, I don't think that he wanted to. I think he saw it going down. But you're right. If there's somebody that could bring this to life, I think it could be him. But yes, Panthro. If Panthro is not either Idris Elba or Ving Rhames,
he need to be a dark-skinned black man.
I want Panthro to be like, hey, I hear you talking. You dumb motherfuckers, but it's all about guns and butter. Now, what's the guns? Oh, that's stocks. That's bonds. Shit that appreciate.
Were there any other women
value?
Sorry, there's no other women characters other than one of the twins, huh?
What are you talking about? Wonder Woman characters? What?
No, from the Thundercats. They had the twins.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Young ones. And then, but were there any other prominent female characters other than Chitara? I can't remember.
That is a good question. Was T'Challa the only one? I don't know if I definitely remember T'Challa. Let me see this.
I think it would be dope if they had a female version of Panthro as well. Like if they had Panthro and a
Panthra.
Panthra or Panthras or something. I don't know.
Yo, fuck all that. Hell yeah, fuck all that. Like
I think I have Michael LaCole do that.
I can see young Ma being Panthra, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, yo, God, yeah, I mean, yo, you know what I'm saying? I can see it I don't know. What I'm really concerned about is Snarf. Who the fuck plays Snarf?
Oh my God.
I need
your boy from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you better not say me in English.
You already know. He will body that.
Peter Dinklage he is not moving from being the most elegant motherfucker in the Game of Thrones scenes to being like Snarf.
You're right. I feel like they would have to rewrite his character a little bit in order for
they
would have to make him more intelligent, and he would be he would have to make fun of him. Like, I'm not saying Snarf, so don't think I'm gonna say that. Because I'm not
tomorrow there, like, oh well, how art thou on this glorious morning?
Right.
I think
character on the show.
He definitely would, man. Oh man, so if that's really happening, I'm low key kind of excited, but I'm also really, really scared, Ty. Because before we go, I just feel like the Thundercats is just a tough sell, bro. Like it's gonna be such a tough sell. Like, you know what's really going to be the star of this movie? It's not going to be Lionel. It's not going to be Mumra. It's going to be fuck. I just lost the name of it.
The sword.
What's the name of the sword? Yeah, the sword. The sword is going to be the star of the show. Because remember, the sword transforms. It's a dagger, and when he says thunder, Thundercats hose, that bitch go all the way to like this. And that, in addition to Mumra's transition sequence, that's what I'm here for right now. I want to see Mumra go from to
it's everywhere. I mean, it's gonna have to be so many things are gonna have to be on point. The graphics gonna have to be on point.
Yes.
The fight choreography is going to have to be on point. Like whoever plays Chitara is going to have to be nasty with a bow staff. Okay.
Yes.
And then the writing is going to have to be on point. You know, otherwise, they'll get the teenagers with the first. You know, but even then, like they didn't watch Thundercats. Thundercats is like late millennial Gen X. You know, so the writing's going to have to be on point. Or else nobody's gonna care after that first hoe. It's gonna lose its effect.
yeah, you're right about that, man. I think. Go ahead, Ty.
No, I'm just saying. I again, like Nolly made a fair point. When it comes to Henry Cavill, he won't attach himself to a project that he doesn't believe in. So that's one thing that kind of makes me feel a little bit, and again, he's such a huge star. Once you see in anything like this, you're going to watch it, and that's the part that if this is a series, if they can get us committed to it, I think this is one of the easier live actions to do because you have the transformation of Mum-Ra, but outside of that, a lot of it is stuff that you can definitely do with special effects. You can definitely create whatever looks you need to have, but it's then going to come down to the actors. And again, Cavill is very good at what he does. So I'm excited. I've been excited for when they brought it out 20 years ago, talking about they was going to drop it. So I hope this is a series and not a movie. I'll say that.
Oh no, I don't think he's doing a series. Yeah, I don't think he's doing a series. You think
it would be better as? I think it'd be better as a series.
Agree.
You agree, CC? You think so? You too?
Yeah.
Nolly?
Yeah.
Why? Why is it better as a series?
It's too much to fit in a movie.
Yeah.
And then you risk it rushing through things.
Mm-hmm.
Or we end up getting an introductory movie and then something happens and we never get another movie.
Okay,
yep.
All right.
Yeah. All right. And Thundercats has always been a series. There's never been no Thundercat movie. So that would be a first ever and the first live action. That's a tall order,
Okay. All right. You know what? You got a good point. I guess I was thinking because I've been waiting for the movie for so long. It's kind of like on that, Ghostbusters has had shows, animated series, and it still has the movies. I guess I was thinking, you can have both, but I guess it would be better. I think I have the perfect T'Challa. You tell me what you think about my selection for T'Challa. She's not actually well known, but I think she's going to be somebody pretty soon. This is
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her name is if I'm not mistaken, I think it's
I follow her and I can't think of her name to save my life either. But the Stammer Rider is her IG handle.
It's Shayna West, who actually
Shayna West. Mm-hmm.
Shayna West, and she said, at least her agent said that she might be down to come on the show. She's filming stuff right now. She's in the UK, but I ain't seen a motherfucker at least with this dope of an afro.
Yeah.
Flinging a bow like this, goddamn. Like, put this motherfucker in there. But she don't even gotta talk. She don't even need no speaking roles. Just give her that goddamn bow and let her go to goddamn work. Just watch this for a second. Just watch this shit. Go ahead, CZ.
No, she was already in The Woman King. So
she was.
She was one of the stunt performers in The Woman King. So she's already made like her breakthrough in Hollywood, and it's actually funny because as I was saying that about the bow staff, I was like, yeah, actually Shayna would be a perfect fit for Chitara. Yeah, no, I would definitely be here for it. I love her work, and she's self-taught. I mean, like she's like training under professionals now. But when she first started out, she like literally taught herself how to do this shit.
If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. Please fact check me. But if I'm not mistaken, she was in an accident. This is the research I did before. She was in an accident where she, kind of lost a little bit of mobility, and she started doing the training to kind of rehabilitate herself. And then as she was doing it, she's like, "Yo, I'm really good at this." You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it's like look at a whole nother level.
Yep. She really good with a sword too. She a beast.
Lord, yeah. I don't know how. Look, I'm scared. She did the knife tack. That y'all seen that knife thing?
Yeah, she did a little knife thing. Yeah, that's literally the first video I ever saw of her. And I used to see videos of her working a sword before I saw the bow staff videos. So she was doing the sword thing for a minute. But yeah, man, she's a beast. How she does that without like slicing her apartment in half is like really phenomenal.
I have lightsabers. They're not real, obviously, because but I have I done made this little mark. I done sliced off parts of my I done cut myself messing around with plastic lightsabers. The fact that this girl is out here with a full ass katana sword and not even doing as much as slicing off a piece or a lock of her hair is ridiculous. So yeah, man, I'm really hoping that we can get her on the show, man, as well as hoping that Cece wouldn't mind joining us again as we start to wrap up. Like Cece, I can't thank you enough for joining us. I do have one last question for you, and I hope this isn't going too far. But what happened? What happened to Urban Nerdcon, man? Like, can you, it's not. I don't want to not anything personal with your affiliations, but it's well known online that it didn't happen for reasons. Right. Tell us whatever it was that went down.
So honestly, I don't know everything. What I do know is that they had initially changed venues from I believe the Cortland Grand to Forbes Arena, which is part of Morehouse College. And then like literally as I was about to head to the airport, I got a phone call telling me not to go. So I think that there may have been a little bit of I don't know. I'm trying to think of how to say. Like, I think there may have been a little bit of miscalculation in terms of like cost of things, and that's a common mistake that a lot of event runners and particularly con runners. There's always going to be things that pop up, when it comes to and I'm just speculating here, y'all. So just don't nobody burn me at the stake or nothing. But one thing I will say is that when it comes to running conventions, there are a lot of like expenses that pop up, and you need to be prepared for the worst case scenario. You need to under promise and over deliver. It's okay to start small, and having the like making sure that the thing happens when you say it's going to happen is like the most important thing. And if it can't, then you have to let folks know well in advance, because the closer it gets to the event, it costs money, right? There's shipping costs, there's travel costs, there's things like that. So, I wish them well, and I wish them unlimited success, and I'm hoping that they'll bounce back. I heard that there was an event, but I don't know like the scale of it because I wasn't there, So, but I do plan on coming back to Atlanta. I'll be there for DragonCon. My job's actually, my 9 to 5 is sending me to DragonCon. We're going to be tabling there, so I'm really excited about that.
Question, can I interrupt you? How does that happen? What are you, not to get too deep into it, but what kind of job you got that sends you to DragonCon?
Well, it's so funny you mentioned that. And since this isn't a paid interview, I could say this. So I work, my 9 to 5 is working for the Human Rights Campaign Foundation. I'm the associate director of the HBCU program. So as you mentioned, I do HBCU advocacy in my full-time job. So we have events, we have a development team, and also like events team and things like that. So basically what they do is they outline what events we should prioritize and have either sponsor, have a presence at, or whatever based on like like our audience. So we serve the LGBTQ community. Atlanta, as a lot of folks know, is kind of a safe haven for LGBTQ folks in the South, especially Black LGBTQ folks. It's also home to one of the largest Black prides in the country, if not the world, even though the first Black pride was started in DC. Don't get it twisted. But it's one of the largest Black prides, and Black Pride is actually happening the same weekend as Dragon Con. I think that's been like a thing for the past few years. And then Global Pride is also happening in Atlanta this year. So Atlanta is going to be insane. So I found out that some of my coworkers were already tabling at Dragon Con. I'm like, yo, like, say less, you know what I mean? Like, I'm your girl. If you need just some help, I'm the one. And they were like, you know what? You're right. So I'm going to.
All right. All right. Well, listen, man. Hopefully we can partner up as much as we can. As you already know, as we've discussed, New Blurred Order is fully in support of HBCUCon. It's damn near I say, like, we feel like family members at this point. So hopefully we can utilize whatever resources we have to establish whatever we're looking to establish collectively as a whole, man. So I can't stop that enough. And for those of y'all who are wondering, yes, you can follow Miss CC. Obviously, she got an Instagram. So if you're looking for what to follow, but stay out the DMs with that fuck shit, boy, because we fuck nigga free in 2024. And so we don't want to have to pull up on nobody out this bitch, man. So be respectful for the mucker. And in addition to that, please follow HBCUCon, which is also on Instagram, where we can definitely maintain our melanated roots and put them together with our blurred roots. Miss CC, I cannot thank you enough. You know what? We might see you soon again. You know what I'm saying? We just say because this worked out real well. So thank you so much. Nolly, Ty, thank y'all again as always. We're gonna pull up a little early today because we got something else to do. We ain't gonna talk about, but don't forget. Oh, Ty, did you have something you want to say real quick?
You gonna put me on? Anyway, thanks everybody in the comment section for joining us every week, being your authentic selves and your amazing selves. But make sure before you leave, tell a friend and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We want to go up and we want you to go up with us. So come on.
I love it. Yo, I want to shout out Nolly for Nolly does so much behind the scenes, y'all have no idea. And then she's dope as hell on the show as well. So thank you for being you and not stopping being you. Shout out to everybody who's not even here. Tiffy is traveling right now. Omar is still going. Omar's still unable to be here for right now. Yaz unfortunately had an appointment, and Steph is traveling. And Kev, I'll be seeing him next week at Secrets. Where we will be performing stand-up. It may or may not be a swingers club, but we'll leave that up for everything else.
Is that the show on the 31st?
This is the one on the now the 31st is in Sanford. The one at the no. I can show it to you too. Like it's
I'm trying to get into trouble.
Look, I'll show you real quick, bro. This is my show on so if anybody out there swings and you wanna just pull on,
I'm just coming for investigative purposes. I'm just coming to do research.
We all about polygamy.
I've never been there, so I don't know a thing.
Hey, my membership's still intact, man. I ain't got no problems, man. We gonna have but anyway, yeah, guys. So thank you again, and thank you, of course, to the lovely, the one and only, the unadulterated, the nonstop, the oh so magnificent CC for joining us today and bringing HBCUCon right to us. We cannot thank you enough, CC. And we're gonna go ahead and say to everybody out there, as always, be your authentic self. Because if you ain't being yourself, guess what? You being fake with your puss ass, goddamn. And that ain't acceptable. So tighten up. And all things, man. If you a geek, whether it's CC the geek or just regular old geek or black geek or whatever kind of geek, Star Wars, Star Trek, Thundercats, be your authentic self. Because if you ain't being faking in all things, you a geek, go ahead and let that geek flag fly. Oops.
I love the new Blurred Order. You should too.
Whoa.
Let me get all this 10P Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except 9 got a name. Got it out the mud, but we got no stains. Cold ass lizard with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I know. The nigga stay clean, so he always got hoes. Light skinny bitches like.
Oh, hold up. You thought it was over, but it wasn't. I forgot to tell you, don't forget to pull back up for the Carl Jones interview, which is coming up here in the next couple weeks, as well as the Allison Seeley Smith interview, which we will be airing next week.